Hi, my name is Ivan and welcome to TNS. Welcome to the fourth and final video in this Mixing Future Bass series, and in this one we're gonna take a look at some synth parts and some vocal parts. Let's dive right into it. My biggest concern in this one were the synths that were happening on the chorus of the song. There are 4 synth parts there, these synth 10A, B, C and D, and they're kinda doing the same thing. But when I first heard them, they sounded a bit too nasty, almost like they were clipping. I'm gonna play them without any effects now in solo. I know that aggressive synths and aggressive bass parts are part of this genre, but this is a bit too abrasive for me. Let me solo one of the synth parts here and show you what I did there. I can hear a tremendous amount of sizzle and distortion in the upper registers, and because of the fact that this song already has some hi-hat tracks, I don't want those frequencies to occupy the sides of the mix. So I pulled out the FabFilter Pro Q2, put it in mid-side mode, and got rid of those frequencies on the sides. And now after, the frequencies are still there, but we got rid of some of them on the sides. The next thing I decided to do here was to put a dynamic EQ on the whole synth bus. I'm using the plugin called Nova. It's a free plugin from TDR, and if you didn't check it out, you definitely should. With this plugin I'm focusing on this 3K region, and this EQ will kinda soften and duck the frequencies that get above this threshold that is set here. Let me play you the whole synth group now and show you what this plugin is actually doing. And now how it was before. The next plugin in chain is the virtual mix track. I'm doing some EQ work here. I'm giving it just 2.5 dB around 175 and 1.5 dB around 2.7K. And there's a slight high shelf cut here, about less than 2 dB. With this custom series EQ here, I'm adding 1.2 dB at 800 Hz, and since we did lose a bit of the top end, and we're gonna lose more with the next plugin, I added 1.5 dB at 7K. The last plugin in this VMR chain is the Air EQ, the Air module. I'm doing a high cut at 14K. Okay, I'm gonna play the synth group now, first without and then with the virtual mix track processing. Okay, finally these tracks are being sent to a whole type of reverb. I'm using the Verbseed Classics, the FGBM7 unit, emulating a large hole type of reverb with 3 seconds of decay. Also there's some delay on these synth tracks. I'm using the Soundtoys Echo Boy. It's in the dual echo mode, set to a quarter note and a quarter note triplet on the other side. I'm gonna play this synth again with and without the whole reverb and the delay. One more thing that's probably worth showing is this synth number 6 here. When it's completely dry, it sounds like this. And after processing, it sounds like this. I'm using the free plugin. It's the saturation now from Softube, just driving it a bit. And on this parallel synth track, I'm using the FG116 Blueface Vintage, again from Slate Digital. And I've used that compressor on some other tracks too, also as a synth. Okay, let's play that part of the song to hear all the synths processed in action. Okay, one final thing that we're gonna take a look at is this vocal track. Completely dry, it sounds like this. And this is the processing of that vocal track. I got an EQ. There's a low pass filter at 18K. I could probably set it a bit more lower than that. I notched out some of the 500 and I gave it a slight boost around 1.5K. After that, we're going into a compressor that's not doing too much, maybe a couple of dB of gain reduction. Yeah, around 3.5 dB of gain reduction with a fairly fast attack and a medium type release. After that, we're going into a De-Esser. It's the Iosis De-Esser from the Slate bundle. Let's hear it first without and then with. And now with. Finally, this track is being sent to that whole type of reverb that I already showed you, and to that parallel track where I have that FG116 vintage Blueface compressor. Okay, that's it for me in this Mixing Future Bass series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I learned something new along the way, and I hope it helps you to get a decent drum mix, bass mix, synth mix, or even a vocal mix. I wanted to keep this mix as simple as possible and not to overload it with plugins. I'm gonna play the whole song now from start to finish and probably adjust some of the parameters on the master bus and push some gain into the limiter so we can hear it a bit louder. If you found this helpful, please take a moment to like this video, to share it, or subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and bye.